Good evening, my friends. This is Paul, and today I'm going to be reviewing the third wave of DLC for Fire Emblem Three Houses. Now, just to be clear, this is only going to be talking about the paid content that was added with the update, not the free content. So if you want to know about that, look elsewhere. I'm here to say, if you haven't paid for the expansion pass, is it worth it with the new content that they're locking behind a paywall? So first off, you get some new costumes if you go to Byleth's journal in his or her bedroom. These costumes include the maid and butler outfits for the females and males respectively, which may be a callback to Jacob and Felicia in Fire Emblem Fates. Also, they have the summer wear, which looks actually a lot more like something you'd see on Petra than actual summer wear, because I was thinking like, oh boy, summer wear, they're probably going to get into Fire Emblem Fates levels of fan service, but nope, it's actually just a skirt as opposed to the evening wear, which is more of like a long dress with dress pants in case you're super concerned about them being modest. They don't offer any benefits to gameplay, and really only the students can equip them, so you can't really put them on, say, other characters that are non-students that you might get later, but spoilers, so I don't want to say much else. You can also feed cats and dogs after you undertake a side quest in Chapter 2, I think? This is a very underwhelming change because as opposed to petting them or taking them on a walk, all you can do is feed them. Usually fish is the best option, although you can also feed them other types of food, provided that it's not infused with magic at the greenhouse. All this really does is if you feed the animal enough, then you can get extra materials for repairing your weapons, but not much else that's game-breaking. Honestly, this feels like a misstep, especially because this is Nintendo. They, invented the virtual pet genre pretty much. So, I don't know. I feel like locking this behind a paywall was just lazy. You also can recruit Anna. Now, Anna does appear in the main game even if you don't get the DLC, but only if you buy the expansion pass can you trigger this conversation that you're seeing on the screen and also get her to join your party. Now, I really like Anna as a character. She's quirky, she's been pretty consistent across all of the Fire Emblem games she's appeared in, and she even made it into Fire Emblem Warriors of all games. However, the downside is that she doesn't have any support conversations, not even with the main character. So people that play this game for shipping, well, you'll have to do it elsewhere. However, Anna does get her own paralogue, although I do not want to show it here because spoilers. So before I go into the last major change with the paid content, I'm just going to say that there are a couple of other mini quests that you can do while you're in the monastery, which are highlighted in blue to show that you paid for these quests. And completing the quest will give you new battalions, although if you're playing New Game Plus like I am, you're drowning in battalions anyway, so if this is your second or further playthrough, you probably won't find this very impressive. The final major change is going to the sauna, which again feels like, why did they take so long to develop this? But now that I've actually tried it for myself, and what you're seeing is absolutely raw footage of my very first attempt, yeah, this was complicated. Basically, you take one person into the sauna with you, and you have to decide whether you want to make the room much steamier or just a little bit steamier. But the thing is that each character has different levels of heat tolerance, and maybe it's whether you're a male or a female, because, the science of females have more extreme body temperatures than males. I don't know how that works. Suffice to say, I epically failed my first time, as you're about to see in this footage. And all it really does is it increases support, even if you fail, but if you succeed, then it can increase the benefits of monastery activities, which also includes faculty training. So if you're really trying to build up support or pump up Byleth stats, then this is a great way to do it. In addition, it's also a more practical version of the hot tub in Fire Emblem Fates without seeming too fanservice-y, because they're all wearing regular old Japanese sauna clothes. Although, honestly, I hate saunas in real life, so I don't see myself enjoying this a whole lot in the future. So, suffice to say, this third DLC wave seemed a little bit on the underwhelming side, and I kind of wish there was a little bit more to it. I feel like this is basically just if a person hasn't played the game yet, they'll receive a couple of other benefits, I guess. But it's not really a worthy reason to start a whole new game file like I did just to check this out. Now, I wouldn't say this isn't worth purchasing per se, but compared to how little the content of DLC Wave 1 was, where the biggest thing was really that you could just get the house lounge rare, and you could also get a couple of stat boosting items and battle maps that increase the golden experience that you get. It still doesn't feel solid enough that you should pay money for this. It feels like if only this was just part of a free update instead. So I would say if you haven't bought the expansion pass, unless you're really, really bad at Fire Emblem and want that additional experience, I would just wait until DLC Wave 4 comes out, and then we'll see what happens from there. So, it's a bit underwhelming, but at least it's harmless. So with that, thank you very much for watching, and until the next time, keep the faith, stay epic, God bless, and don't get too warm in the sauna, because those things can be really unhealthy and embarrassing. Bye!